Students, so we saw that a pumping organ is needed to push the blood around the body, and that pumping organ is the heart. But along with that pumping organ, we also need a network of tubes so that blood can reach to all the tissues, that is all the cells of the body. And this network of tubes is nothing but the blood vessels. So let us see which are the blood vessels. This is the heart, and we know that the largest artery that comes out from the left ventricle is the aorta. Now when the aorta comes out from the heart, it divides to form smaller branches which are called as arteries. So this is an artery, for example. Then on reaching the tissues, that is the cells, the arteries divide and redivide into very small tiny vessels which are called as capillaries. So these are very small blood vessels which are the branches of the arteries called as the capillaries. Now it is the capillaries where exchange of materials takes place between the blood and the surrounding cells across the thin walls of the capillaries. So here if we magnify, you can see that the cells are surrounded by capillaries, and the oxygen from the blood through the capillaries enters the cells. Similarly, the carbon dioxide from the cells enters the capillaries. So exchange of materials takes place between the blood and the surrounding cells across the thin walls of the capillaries. And finally, the capillaries from the other end, they join together to form veins, which take the blood away from the organs towards the heart. So we have the artery, the capillaries, and again the capillaries join to form veins, which take the blood back to the heart. So students, blood vessels, basically there are two major types of blood vessels, that is arteries and veins. Now arteries are the blood vessels which carry the blood away from the heart, whereas veins bring the blood back to the heart. Now since arteries are carrying the blood away from the heart, and the heart is constantly exerting pressure from behind, that means the arteries have to tolerate high pressure. But veins do not have to tolerate high pressure because they carry the blood back to the heart. And since the arteries have to tolerate high pressure, the walls of the arteries are thick and elastic, whereas veins are not thick walled, but they have valves in them to prevent the backflow of blood, as you can see in the diagram. So students, now let us study the difference between arteries and veins. Arteries carry blood from the heart to the different parts of the body, whereas veins carry blood from the different parts of the body back to the heart. In arteries, the blood is under high pressure, whereas in veins, the blood is not under high pressure. Point number 3, the walls of the arteries are thick and elastic, whereas in veins, there are thin walls and they are less elastic. In arteries, valves are absent, whereas in veins, valves are present to prevent the backflow of blood. Now one very important point to note here is that all the arteries of the body carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. We saw that pulmonary artery leaves the right ventricle carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs. So this is the only exception in the body, the artery which carries deoxygenated blood. Remaining all arteries carry oxygenated blood. Similarly, all veins of the body carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins are the only veins which carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium of the heart. Remaining all veins carry deoxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood meaning pure blood which contains oxygen, and deoxygenated blood meaning impure blood, that is the blood containing more of carbon dioxide. Now students, these are the diagrams for double circulation of blood and also the diagram for the network of capillaries.